Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Voice of Diary. Without losing any time, let's start the story. I'm 27, still working nights for now, still writing in the mornings. The difference is, I no longer share my dream with someone who treats it like a punchline. If someone laughs at your ambition, check whether they're scared of your growth or threatened by losing control. I, 27M, work nights at a warehouse and spend my mornings writing stories no one asked for. I pay half the rent, I buy my own groceries, and I've built my life around one stubborn belief that I can make it as a writer. Last Friday, my girlfriend looked at my laptop screen, saw the document open, and laughed. "You really think you're going to make it as a writer? Get a real job." She said it like she was joking. She wasn't. That sentence didn't just start an argument. It pulled a thread that unraveled everything. I met her 2 years ago at a mutual friend's birthday party. She worked in marketing, sharp, confident, always networking. I was the quiet guy in the corner who left early to write. She said she admired that. "You're different," she told me once. "Most guys just scroll. You actually create." I believed her. When we moved in together 8 months ago, we agreed to split expenses 50-50ths. I kept my warehouse job for stability and wrote before and after shifts. She said she supported my phase. Phase. That word started popping up more often. "You're almost 30, she'd say. "When does this phase end?" I didn't argue much. I just wrote more. Then small things began happening. She'd accidentally unplug my laptop to charge her phone. She'd schedule loud Zoom calls right when I had my only quiet hour. Once she submitted my short story draft, without telling me, to her coworker who knows publishing. Her coworker never responded. Later I found out why, but that came later. The night she laughed, I had just received an email from an online magazine. Not a big one, but legitimate. They wanted to publish one of my stories. It didn't pay much, $300, but it was my first acceptance after dozens of rejections. I was smiling at the screen when she walked in. "What's that?" she asked. "I got accepted," I said. "They're publishing it next month." She leaned over my shoulder. "Read the email." Then she started laughing. $300? That's cute. It's not about the money. That's the problem, she snapped. It's never about the money with you. Rent is about money. Bills are about money. Being an adult is about money. I pay my half. For now. That stung. For now. I asked. She shrugged. "I'm not dating potential forever. I need stability." I looked at her. "I work full-time. At a warehouse." So, you're almost 30, she said. "And you think writing little stories online is a career. Be realistic." I didn't yell. I just closed the laptop. "You used to say you believed in me. I believed you'd grow up." Over the next week, the pressure escalated. She started sending me job listings. Corporate positions I wasn't qualified for and didn't want. "You should apply," she insisted. "My manager's husband works at this firm. I could get you in." "I don't want to work there." "You don't want to work anywhere." That wasn't true, but she repeated it enough that it started sounding true. Then came the dirty tricks. One afternoon, I came home and my laptop wouldn't turn on. I panicked. All my drafts were there. I backed some up, not everything. She stood in the kitchen, calm. "What happened?" I asked. "No idea," she said. "Maybe it's a sign." A sign. I took it to a repair shop the next morning. The technician asked, "Did someone spill liquid on this?" I froze. "No. There's corrosion near the keyboard. Like coffee." "Coffee." She drinks coffee near my desk every morning. When I confronted her, she didn't deny it. "It was an accident," she said flatly. "You didn't even tell me. It's just a laptop. If your whole dream depends on one device, maybe it's not that strong." That's when something shifted. It wasn't doubt anymore. It was control. 2 weeks later, I found out about her coworker. The same magazine that accepted my story posted a teaser on social media. I shared it. She didn't react. That night, I overheard her on the phone in the bedroom. "He's delusional," she said. "He thinks this little article means he's a writer." Pause. "No, I sent his draft months ago. I told you. You said it wasn't marketable." Silence on my end. She had sent my earlier draft to her coworker, and that coworker, who claimed to know publishing, told her it was worthless. She never told me. Instead, she used that as proof I'd fail. I walked into the bedroom. Who said it wasn't marketable? I asked. She froze. Why were you sending my work behind my back? I was trying to help. By sabotaging me? You're being dramatic. No, I said quietly. You're being controlling. Her tone changed instantly. You know what? Maybe I'm tired of carrying this relationship. You're not carrying me. I'm emotionally, financially soon. That's when the real twist started forming in my head. Because I wasn't as clueless as she thought. 3 months earlier, when we renewed the lease, I noticed something. The landlord had sent both of us an updated agreement. She insisted on handling it. Don't worry, she said. I'll sign for both of us electronically. I trusted her. A week after the coffee incident, I called the landlord casually. Hey, just confirming our lease terms. There was a pause. You're not on the new lease, the landlord said. My chest tightened. What? It's only in her name now. She said you were moving out. Moving out. I hadn't moved anywhere. I asked for a copy. He emailed it. She had signed a new 12-month lease listing herself as sole tenant. My name was removed, which meant I had no legal right to stay, which meant she could ask me to leave anytime. That's why she kept saying for now. She was building leverage. I didn't confront her immediately. I started planning. First, I opened a separate bank account and moved my savings. We already kept finances separate, but I stopped contributing to joint groceries. I bought my own. Second, I backed up every file. Cloud, external drive, everything. Third, I contacted a tenant attorney for a consultation. In our state, even if I wasn't on the lease, if I'd been living there and paying rent, I was considered a tenant at will. She couldn't just throw me out without proper notice, usually 30 days written. The attorney confirmed it. I documented my rent payments. Then I waited. She made the next move. One evening she came home, tossed an envelope on the table. I think it's time you move out, she said. What? I can't do this anymore. I need a partner with ambition. I have ambition. You have hobbies. She slid the envelope toward me. A handwritten 30-day notice to vacate. Not notarized, not official, but technically valid if she was sole tenant. You planned this, I said. I protected myself. By lying, by being realistic. I looked at her for a long moment. Okay, I said. She seemed surprised. That's it. What she didn't know was that my story had gained traction. The magazine piece performed well. Comments, shares. A small literary agent reached out through email asking if I had longer work. I did. A novel draft I'd been polishing quietly for a year. While she was trying to push me out, I was sending chapters. 2 weeks before my move-out deadline, I received an offer of representation. Not fame, not millions, but a contract. I signed it. Then I made my move. Her job in marketing required a clean, professional image. Reputation mattered. Remember the coffee spill? The lease maneuver? The secret sharing of my drafts? I had evidence. Text messages. Repair receipts. The lease email. I didn't go nuclear emotionally. I went strategic. First, I informed the landlord in writing that I would be vacating per her notice, but documented my prior tenancy and payments. That protected my rental history. Second, I sent her an email, calm, detailed, outlining the intentional damage to my laptop and requesting reimbursement under small claims guidelines. In our state, small claims court handles disputes up to $10,000. Filing fee was minimal. She laughed at the email. Are you serious? Over a laptop? Yes, I said. You're petty. No, I'm accountable. When she refused to pay, I filed. Court date was 6 weeks later, after I had already moved out. I represented myself, brought the repair technician's statement, photos of corrosion, text messages where she admitted spilling coffee and calling it a sign. The judge asked her directly, "Did you inform him of the damage?" She hesitated. No, judgment in my favor. She had to reimburse repair costs and filing fees. But that wasn't the real consequence. Her job required disclosure of civil judgments in annual compliance reviews, especially those involving dishonesty or property damage in shared housing per company policy. She had signed that agreement. I knew because she once complained about it. I didn't report her. I didn't need to. She did. 2 months later, she called me. They put me on probation, she said. My manager thinks it reflects poor judgment. I stayed quiet. You really did all this over writing? No, I said. Over respect. The final twist? The novel I sent to the agent was inspired by us. A story about ambition, control, and quiet sabotage in relationships. When my first book deal closed, modest advance, but real, I sent her one message. You asked when the phase would end. It didn't. She didn't respond. And if you enjoyed watching a phase turn into a plan, maybe stick around. Subscribe. I promise the next chapter won't be an accident.